my name is Chelsea. I am a Thermomix consultant. Today we are cooking garlic naan. To start, press and hold the button on the front of your machine. This will power up the screen. We are also going to wait for it to connect to Cookidoo. You will be able to tell that it is connected from the top of the screen. It will show. Swipe left to get to the touchscreen pad to search Cookidoo recipes. Today I am searching the word naan, and I will select the first recipe that appears there. You can then scroll down and have a preview of what ingredients you will need and also the methods. Scroll back up and we can get started. First, we are going to be adding in yeast. What I love is that it prompts you with every single step of the way how much you need and also weighs when necessary. We're going to add 3 teaspoons of sugar, carefully avoiding the top of the blades just to make sure that it gets activated correctly when it's doing this process. Then we are weighing in the water. You can see that the scales are counting the water gram by gram. It's super accurate. Now it's asking us to put the lid on with the measuring cup. Turning the dial for the speed, it will mix for 2 minutes at 37 degrees on speed 1. While that's going, I'm going to show you a few of my favourite things. That is a Thermomix scraper. This is a thermoserver bowl, amazing for proofing bread, which is what we're going to use. And this thermo mat. This is amazing. I love it and I use it all the time. So for this recipe, I am going to spray the thermoserver with cooking spray. This just helps the dough not stick too much. And then we're going to set that aside and get on with the rest of the recipe. Now that it is up to temperature, we are going to add in the rest of the ingredients. Tearing the scales, we are going to start putting in 120 grams of natural yogurt, and then we are going to start weighing in the flour. This is what I love about having inbuilt scales, is that you don't need to pre-weigh everything. You can just cook like what I'm doing now, and this is how I cook all the time. I don't like dishes in my kitchen. Again, we're putting the lid back on with the measuring cup. We are then going to just mix that in a little bit and then continue on with the recipe. Now we're going to add in the oil. salt, and last, baking powder. Putting the lid back on with the measuring cup, we are then going to knead for 30 seconds. Just a quick reminder, when you are using the kneading function, make sure you do not walk away. It does create a bit of movement and you do not want your machine falling off the bench, so stay close. Now it's time to transfer the dough. I love transferring it into the thermoserver. It fits perfectly with the lip of the handle and the end of the jug. It just sits there quite firmly. To loosen the dough, you just turn the nodule at the bottom of the jug. This turns the blades and it loosens the dough. As you can see, we've got quite a bit there. This is a sticky dough, so be prepared for more to stay in the bowl. Use the spatula, push down and then scrape from the bottom and get as much as you can. I am left-handed, so please don't mind the awkwardness while trying to film this video. As you can see, there is still a little bit there, so what I'm going to do is show you a bit of a trick. We are going to put the bowl back in with the lid and measuring cup, swipe to the right to get the modes menu, select turbo, and we are just going to turn that for 1 second. What this does is it flicks the dough to the outer side of the bowl, and you can get as much of that dough out with the spatula by using this method. Also, make sure you do press the home button, otherwise the arms will stay locked in place. See, you can see that there is much more of the dough on the outer side. Right, now that the dough is in the thermoserver, putting the lid on and setting it aside to proof for a little while. Now this is my favourite function that this machine does. We are going to show you how you pre-clean the machine. Pour in water so the water covers the blades. As you can see here, the top of the blades is covered. Then add in the tiniest bit of dishwashing liquid. Place the lid with the measuring cup on, swipe across and select the pre-clean function. There are 4 options to choose from, so we are going to select the top, which is the dough, and it is going to lock the arms in place and it is set to clean. Now our dough has proofed. Look at that, it's nice and big and fluffy. Now it's time to turn onto the thermomat. Now be prepared, this is a sticky dough and you will need more flour to work with this recipe. Now take the thermo cutter and start sectioning out your dough into the balls that you want to use. I have sectioned mine out into 12 pieces. It is completely up to you depending on how large you like your naan bread. Start off by rolling out your dough. Now remember, this is sticky, so I was having a bit of trouble with it sticking to my rolling pin, so just be wary and try and stretch it out as much as possible. Place into a frying pan and wait until it has air bubbles coming through before you can flip it. You will know that it's well cooked when it's golden and crunchy on the other side. While that's cooking, I like to utilize that time by rolling more naan bread. I do find if you try to layer them, they do stick and proof more while you wait to cook, so it is better to roll as you go. Right, now it is all fluffy and bubbly on the other side. It's time to turn, and they are cooked perfectly on that side. So I'm taking melted butter and garlic granules. I also like to add a little bit of oil into this mixture just to help it stopping solidifying. Just means that you've got a little bit of a grace period of pasting this on. Flipping over so it gets nice and golden, and basting the other side. And there you go, you have your yummy fluffy garlic naan bread. It is such a delicious and easy recipe to cook. Thank you for joining me